What is up, people? Mr. Consistent is back again with another video, and we are back with another ranking video, and today we are covering the Premier League strikers. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of strikers in this list, and I'm not going to do everyone because a lot of these are like third, fourth strikers. I'll probably be doing one or two from each team just to save some time so I don't bore you out a little bit. But yeah, this is going to be a juicy one because we've got some big names, we've got some smaller teams, and I think there's going to be a lot of controversial answers. But quickly before we start the ranking, guys, the support on the channel recently has been insane. We literally gained 1,500 subscribers over the weekend. Like, that is nuts. You guys are loving the content lately. I'm so happy to be able to put this content out for you guys, but all I please ask is for you to subscribe down below. So to all the Spurs fans out there that are watching these videos, which there should be quite a few of you here, why are you not subscribed? Because let's be honest, if you're a Spurs fan, you should not be leaving that subscribe button red. It literally makes no sense whatsoever. Do you want to see red normally? The last video I put out was a prank video of my brother with an Arsenal shirt. Do you know what we did after? We chucked it out because we don't want to see red round here. So what you could do easily is press that subscribe button. It's totally free. You turn the red button white and grey, just like the new shirt here. So you might as well do it. And to any other fans that might be watching this, because hopefully there are some other fans out there, welcome to the channel. I hope you like what you see. Subscribe down below. But let's get back on into the video. All right, so we kick things off with Iheanacho. Now, obviously this is the second striker of Leicester City. So, you know what? This guy was someone I thought Spurs should have signed when he was available from Man City because he would have been a great backup striker. But to be honest with you, that's all he is. I don't think he's anything more than that. I think I'm just going to start off nicely and stick him in average. Great backup striker, but you wouldn't have him in your first team. Now, next up is Christian Benteke, which I think that's an easy one, to be honest with you. His record is just, it's terrible. Now we have Leicester's main man, the guy, Jamie Vardy. Vardy's having a party. Yeah, I can't deny this guy he's a world-class striker. Bangs goals every single year and won the Golden Boot this year, so I think there's no arguing with that. He's the first into world class. Damn, okay, I think we're starting off nicely here because we've got another top-class striker in Sergio Aguero, the second best striker in the Premier League to Harry Kane, but nonetheless still an incredible striker and created probably the most iconic moment in Premier League history with that Aguero goal. I think every football fan that wasn't a United fan absolutely loved that moment. So yeah, another one that I've just got to stick in world class. There's just no arguing. Different level, different gravy. That's where you go. Now on to Man City's second striker, and that is Gabriel Jesus, someone that I admire. I think he's a sick striker. The fact that Man City can rotate between Aguero and Jesus and just bang goals every time is just unreal, and it's kind of unfair. I mean, it is unfair. I mean, they didn't get punished for it, but it's still unfair. Either way, I think he's an unreal striker, but I don't think I'd put him in that world-class category just yet. I think my guy's got, he'll go in good for now. He's got the potential, still very young, but good will do. Now we have Olivier Giroud, who recently has been playing as the main striker for Chelsea, but was obviously the backup at the start of the season. As much as he was a gooner and a Chelsea player, I have to admit, he just bangs goals, no matter what. He comes off the bench, scores a goal. Or it always scores against Spurs at least anyway, which is really annoying, but it is what it is. I'm gonna have to stick him up in good as well. I've got to give him credit where credit's due. Tammy Abraham, now obviously he shot on the scene at the start of the season. Everyone's thinking obviously England's next big striker. I heard some absolute crap on Twitter, mainly from Chelsea fans, so that makes sense that a lot of crap was coming from Chelsea Twitter. But either way, a lot of them were saying that Tammy Abraham was fighting for Kane's place, which is just honestly laughable. It really is laughable, but he is still a very good striker, but has recently lost his place to Giroud, which, I mean, says a lot about him now. But to be honest with you, I still think he's a good striker, so I'm going to stick him up there. Now for this next one, might be a bit controversial, and I know I'm going to get hate in the comments for this, but hear me out, right? Firmino. Bobby Firmino, okay? For me, is average this year. My guy's played 38 games. That is every single Premier League game, and has scored how many goals? 9 goals from your striker. And I don't care. I don't want to hear any Liverpool fans in the comments saying he's basically playing attacking mid because all the moves going through Mane and Salah. I don't want to hear it. Your main striker, no matter what position he's playing in, your centre forward has to be scoring more than 9 goals a season. The fact that he only scored 4 more goals than Iheanacho, who played literally half the games, is quite embarrassing. And do you know what else? He only scored his first home goal of the season on the last home game. Yeah, there are some people out there trying to tell me he's a world-class striker or even a good striker. No, I'm not having that. There's no wonder they were after Werner. So for me, I'm going to get a lot of stick. I don't know if some of you out there agree with me, let me know. But for me, straight in average. Now we're moving on to some of the Red Devils, and we've got Martial. Martial, for me, in my opinion, is an absolute baller. I was gutted when he went to Man United, and he kind of started off a little bit rough at Man United. It was like obviously sparks and things in there, but a lot of rumours that he wanted to move. Jose was trying to get rid of him, and I was thinking this is the right time for Spurs to snap him up because he could do all sorts. And now he's looking like a proper number 9 and looking like a very good striker. Second half of the season has been unreal for Man United, so I don't quite think he's at that world-class status just yet. But again, extremely young for the experience that he has in the Premier League, and is a very, very clinical forward and very quick as well. So he's going to go in good for now, in the hope that he will be world-class very soon. Rashford and Greenwood are playing left and right wing with Martial down the middle. So do I even really classify them as strikers yet? I think Rashford is more of a striker right now than Greenwood. I think because Greenwood's been playing right wing a lot. I know before in the season he was playing striker and this, that and the other, but I can't be having 3 Man United players in there. So we'll put Rashford in as well. And I think for me, Rashford is another very good striker. Oh, I wish there was a thing between world-class and good, because I think he'll be there 100%. Yeah, he's not quite the world-class status just yet. So you know what? He's going to go alongside Martial in good. Could be world-class in the future, but we'll stick with good for now. Now, obviously, come on. The one man that you know is just straight away going up into that world-class and really should have like a tier of his own. Harry Kane. No question about it, best striker in the Premier League ever. When his time is done, he will have broken Shearer's record and he will go down as the best striker in the Prem. I don't want to hear any of this chat about trophies. That's got nothing to do with individual accolades and how good you are as a player. That's to do with how good your team is. For me, Harry Kane is one of the best finishers ever in the Premier League. And the fact that he was only, what, like 4 goals off of the Golden Boot? 4 or 5 goals off the Golden Boot, and he missed 3 months of football. Nah, Aubameyang could never. So, you know, world class for me, let's go. Now this next player, another baller, man. Raul Jimenez. Okay, this is a guy I 100% would love Spurs to buy, but this just would never happen because we won't play both him and Kane up top, and he won't come to us to be a second player. But Raul Jimenez is unreal, man. 17 goals this year, but 26 last year. The guy was phenomenal and still is phenomenal, to be honest with you. You know what? Screw it. We don't take anything seriously on this channel. In my opinion, he's a world-class striker. The guy the past 2 seasons has just been unreal for Wolves. Yep, sticking with world-class. Why not? Right, now we've got a few Sheffield players, and they've got a lot of forwards, so I'm just going to do 2 of them. We're going to do McBurney and Muset, or Muset, however you pronounce it. I don't know. But we'll start off with McBurney, and I mean, Sheffield this season, unbelievably great. Coming up straight into the Prem and putting in the performance they did, amazing. But their forwards I feel like they just didn't really score that many goals. When they won, it was by 1 goal. They were so good defensively, but I don't think they were that great going forward. Your main striker, the top goal scorer going up front, he's got 6 goals. It's not amazing. So in my opinion, it's got to be poor. Now we've got Musa, who's like, it's the same thing really. Like he's got the same amount of goals, got more assists though, 10 goals and assists overall. But if I put Iheanacho in average, I think I'm going to stick him in average as well, to be honest with you. Now we have Crystal Palace's main man for this year, and that is Ayew, who's, for Crystal Palace, he's been very, very, very good this season, but obviously still not a top tier striker. So, I mean, I think I'll stick him in average as well, just because he's exceeding at Crystal Palace. But when you're looking at the whole Prem, nah, I don't think you'd put him in your squad. Not in the Spurs squad, at least anyway. Oh God, now we get... I don't want to do this section. I don't want to do this section. Cool, that was easy. On to the next one. Moyes Keen. Now this is someone I was thinking, like, from Juve, got a lot of talent, very young, but has not done anything, has he really? Like, I'm not being funny. I think he's been pretty poor for Everton, so I think I'm going to stick him in the poor category as well with McBurney. Then their other main man who I really like, and that's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But yeah, I think he deserves to be in good. This season, he's been particularly very good for Everton and has been one of the better players alongside Richarlison. So you know what? I'll stick him there. I think he deserves it in my opinion. So, you know, one player at Spurs, if you're looking for another striker, that could be your guy. That could be your guy. Okay, now we have my brother from another mother. That is Shane Long. I get this in every comment, everywhere. You man are saying that I look exactly like him. Like, I didn't really see it at first. Okay, I get it now. But I've got to be real. 26 appearances, 2 goals. He's let me down, man. He's let me down. You know what? He really should be in the bottom tier, to be honest, if we're being real. But because he looks like me, clearly very handsome, so we're going in poor. I'm kidding, by the way, I'm kidding. The main man for Southampton, who, let's be real, this season has actually been world class, and if the Euros were to happen, would have 100% got a place in the England team, and that is Danny Ings. And if we're going off this season, man, Danny Ings has to be up there, genuinely. My guy was scoring every single week for Southampton. He was balling this year, so world class, let's go. Right, then we move on to Newcastle's Joe Linton, who, yeah, he's been very, very poor for Newcastle. As your main striker, out and out striker, his record is pretty terrible. I mean, again, played every game and scored 2 goals. Yeah, he's down there with Aubameyang. That sounds about right. Right, in the interest of time, I'm just going to whiz through some of these last ones. Morpie, I think, is a baller for Brian. To be honest with you, someone I definitely would consider as a second striker at Spurs, and especially with that house where they went down with Guendouzi, that deserves to be world class. But no, I'm going to stick him in good, because I think this season he actually has been pretty good and deserves to be in that spot. Definitely above average for sure. All right, and to save time as well, I'm just going to go for Burnley's top goal scorer. Burnley have gone well under the radar this year. Totally under the radar. Chris Wood has scored 14 goals for Burnley this year. It was nearly enough to take them above Arsenal. So you know what? I've got to give massive credit to them, man. And quite clearly has had a very good season. So that's another player up in good. Now, obviously, West Ham, Haller. I know he's been injured a little bit, but I'm not being funny. Was it like their record signing for a striker, if I'm not mistaken? Don't quote me on that. I think it was. They paid a lot of money regardless for him, and he just hasn't performed either. So you know what? I'm going to stick him in poor. Then we got Wesley for Aston Villa, who, I mean, they've somehow managed to stay up, but I'm not being funny, he was their main striker for most of it and only really got 5 goals, which is really not good enough, to be honest. And then they got Samasa Sins, who's only really scored 1 goal. So you know what, I think I'm going to stick Wesley in poor as well. Now a striker that we've been linked with as well since they've been relegated is Callum Wilson. I think he's had a fairly decent season, you know. I mean, he got 8 goals this season. He got 15 last year, which is a big shout. And I think at Spurs, it'd definitely be a good like backup striker to have. I'd say he's a good striker. I think good's fair enough, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, at this point, with the amount of players that we've done, logic's just going out the window. I'm just deciding which players I think are good players for Spurs. Troy Deeney for Watford, I think he's a good striker. Definitely a good leader, at least anyway. I think just as a striker, I'd say probably average. But overall, his scoring record isn't incredible, so average will do. And then finally, we have Pukki, who started off the season amazingly well. Pukki Party was all over the place. However, obviously, towards the tail end, Norwich just totally flopped. Couldn't score goals. I mean, they didn't win a single game. They'd lost every single game since the restart. So I'm going to give him average because he had such a good start to the Premier League, but the second half was just, yeah, it was pretty poor. But yeah, I'd say average. All right, that's pretty much me ranking all of the Premier League strikers, or as many as I can anyway. Guys, if you're watching this, please don't take this too seriously. It literally is just my opinion on some of the players. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for the support. If you want to see more videos like this, then make sure to leave a like down below and a comment. Let me know what you think. Again, don't take it too seriously. Let me know where you'd put some of these players if I put them in the wrong place, what you think. But once you're done liking the video, make sure to subscribe as well. The growth has been phenomenal. We're making a big push for 100k subs to get that silver plaque. So it'd be amazing if you could subscribe. But yeah, I'm going to be doing daily uploads for the rest of the week, hopefully, and plenty more content to come in the future. So make sure to stick around for that, and I shall see you in tomorrow's upload. Peace.
No, there ain't no stopping us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I'll be moving fast. Call me a shooting star.